Welcome to Hot Hand TV, guys. My name is Gilbert. Today we're going to be paying respects to our veterans. We stand on the shoulder of giants, the people who came before us, who laid the path for us to become the basketball players that we are today. And my basketball history starts from football. As you see, I wear football jerseys. It comes from my dad. My dad laid the foundation of me being an athlete. So he always had a soccer ball at the house. So the day I brought a basketball to the house, it was one of those days where he was disappointed. But then he also quickly accepted that I had to go on my own path on becoming the athlete that I wanted to be. So in this basketball journey, I've met a few individuals and quite numerous, not few, but numerous individuals. I'll mention names, I'll mention the things that happened that allowed me to become who I am today. So, for example, the first basketball court I played on was behind VJ's house in Kanjeza. So at that time I was about, I think, somewhere around 12 years old, and they had this wooden hoop outside his house. So yeah, he mounted it there for his training, I guess. So that is where I began practicing my shots, learning how to dribble, becoming a basketball player, converting myself from a football player to the disappointment of my parents, and becoming a basketball player up to like my secondary school days. From Form 1 to Form 4, I played basketball, and that was my journey starting out. So after I finished my Form 4s, I started going to BYC. A friend of mine by the name of he calls himself K Don. He's a rapper. He's a presenter for Radio 2. We used to learn together in my first stint in Polytechnic. I was doing my IT diploma there. So that was my first stint at Polytechnic for like I think a year. So when I started there, I had no hobbies. I was really young. I was 16 years old, and he told me that he plays basketball every Tuesday and Thursday. They have a team called High Flyers there. So I went to BYC, Blantyre Youth Center, and the world opened up for me in terms of basketball, in terms of exposure to different people who I had now gotten access to that I wouldn't normally have access to on a normal day. So the unique thing for me there was I was able to meet people who were 5 to 10 years ahead of me. I'm talking the likes of Welu, Atusaye, Romsey, Phil. Those were the guys that were dominating at the time. Shingi, and all the guys at Locks Money and them in Hassan. So seeing these guys who are about like 5 to 10 years ahead of me and were successful outside the sport of basketball gave me a lot of inspiration going into my now proper like first year of college. So I was inspired to work hard at basketball, but also I was inspired to work hard in my education. And these models, these guys, the VJs, the Welus, the Phils, and the Romseys, I was in awe of how they were able to manage such a their professional life, and also manage a high output on the basketball court. Because to us, these guys were like Michael Jordan and them guys. They were superstars. And also to learn that not only do they just play basketball, they have very successful professional lives. It was also it's very inspiring for me because I wanted to be like these guys. When they put up at the court, they have their nice vehicles. They're wearing original sneakers. They're not getting them from the thrift stores or whatever. So it was inspiring for me to be able to be one of these guys, and to push myself to become the best version of myself. So for me, the best basketball lesson for me was not winning championships or winning titles or whatever. It was really developing into a complete person, a person who focuses on not only on life but also on other areas of life that impact the individual. So these guys, these veterans that you have on your team or whatever environment that you have to give them the respect, because they took their time to make themselves better so that we can then feed off their image. So Blantyre basketball for a long time was these guys who are now in the maturity stage. They're older guys, so they're maturing in their parenthood, maturing in their professional life, they're maturing in their physical abilities now. They're getting old. You can say it's father time now. So I just want to give them respect because they allowed me to believe in things that I never had seen before. For me, basketball was a video game, and it was something I saw on TV. And seeing these guys, the older guys who are 5 to 10 years ahead of me, being aggressive, paying attention to their fitness, allowed me to gave me not only permission but freed me from the chains of mediocrity and allowed me to pursue the basketball at the highest level. So for me, my story was I was never very tall. I was not very tall, but I had speed, I had agility, and those were the gifts that were given to me from God or from the high above. So coming into basketball as an undersized player, you come in with doubts, but when you see people working hard at their craft, it gives you inspiration to at least attempt for that level of performance. And to these veterans, I mean, Coach Hope, Sunga, Coach Tia, all those, anyone, Joff, yes. Bex is the biggest basketball fan. Shout out to you guys. You are the people that inspire the game to us. I mean, you give us the reason, especially for me, to push on, to become something greater. So receive your flowers and receive your ultimate respect. Yeah, I would like to be that light for other players as you were the light for me. So to all the veterans out there in the basketball world, keep doing your thing. Thank you very much. I applaud you guys, and yeah, thank you for all the advice that you give on the court as well. When you stop us and tell us, hey man, do this better, do this better. I remember a specific example with Adosai. Adosai used to tell me always like, hey man, when you start working, you won't have time for basketball. And I always thought he was joking. Now I never have time for basketball. So that's the thing about veteran leadership. They took the path that you are taking now. So you have to take those lessons and allow them to teach you. It might not be perfect. Maybe it might not translate immediately, but these are the people who lead us, and they deserve the respect. So to all the veterans, shout out. Thank you very much. You are much appreciated.